Welcome to my channel.
And this is English Podcast Station.
Today we're diving into something, well, pretty common, right? Walking into a party and meeting someone new.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
And if you're learning English, just knowing a few simple things to say, it can make a huge difference. You feel more comfortable, you can connect.
Absolutely. Think of this as your quick guide for those first few moments. Our mission really is to give you some easy, effective ways to just start a chat, a short chat,
And party, yeah.
And we're keeping it simple, friendly steps. Don't worry about complex grammar or anything right now.
Exactly. And we've pulled this together from some really useful places. We have our All Notes 516-2025. There's a transcript from the English Podcast Station, meeting people and talking at a party that featured James and Erica.
Right.
And some guides too. Party Conversation Guide Part 1, the Party Conversation Study Guide, and Party Talk for Language Learners. And they all give really practical advice. Stuff you can actually use.
Good, solid tips.
So, okay, picture this. You're at the party, you want to talk to someone new. Where do you start? How do you, begin?
Well, one thing that pops up in the sources is looking for someone who's maybe standing alone by themselves.
Okay.
It can often feel, a bit easier to approach one person instead of jumping into a whole group conversation.
That makes sense. Less intimidating, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So you see someone alone, you walk over. What's a simple way to just start?
The main phrase, and it's in pretty much all our materials, is super straightforward. Hi, I'm your name.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm your name. What's your name?
Yep. It's friendly. It's polite. It just works. A natural start.
Simple. I like it.
Right.
Now, the sources also talk about something else that goes with saying hello. It's not just the words.
Oh, definitely. A smile. It's huge.
Right.
It shows you're kind, you're open, happy to meet them. It just makes that hello feel much warmer, It doesn't matter what language you're speaking, really.
And a smile works everywhere. Definitely. Okay, but what if it's the other way around? Someone comes up to you first. Right.
Maybe they say, "Hi, I'm Alex. What's your name?" How should you respond?
Well, a really good way is to use their name back. Like, "Hi, Alex, I'm your name. Nice to meet you."
Using their name.
Yeah, it shows you heard them, you were listening, and it makes it feel a bit more personal straight away.
"Hi, Alex. I'm your name. Nice to meet you." Easy. Polite. Got it. And nice to meet you. Are there other ways to say that? Is that the only option?
No, not at all. The sources mention, "It's nice to meet you," works just as well.
Okay.
Or even "good to meet you." They're all friendly, all correct. So you've got a few choices there. They basically mean the same thing.
Good to have options. Okay, so we've done the first hello, shared names, said nice to meet you. But then what? How do you keep it going? Even for just a little bit.
Right. That's the next step, isn't it? Sustaining it. And our sources suggest a really easy, natural topic is, the party itself.
The party. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're both there, right? You're at the same event. It's common ground, something you both share in that moment.
Makes sense. So, talking about the party, what kind of simple questions could you ask?
There are a few basic ones that keep coming up. One is, do you know the host?
The host? Maybe we should quickly explain host.
Oh, yeah, good point. The host is just the person who's having the party, the one organizing it, who invited people.
Right, the person whose party it is. Okay, so do you know the host? What's another easy one about the party?
Another simple one is just, have you been here before? To this place, this house or venue.
Have you been here before? Okay.
It's often just a yes/no, but sometimes people add a bit more. And another good one, if you know the host's name, is, how do you know the host's name?
Using their name makes it a bit more specific.
Exactly.
These all sound pretty manageable, even with basic English. Like the answers wouldn't need to be too complicated either.
That's the idea, yeah. So if you ask, do you know the host? Someone might just say, yes, she's my friend from school. Or maybe, no, this is my first time meeting her. Simple stuff. Or for, have you been here before? It could be, yeah, a couple of times. Or just, no, first time.
Right.
And if you ask, how do you know Sarah? They might say, oh, we work together, or we met through friends. Short, easy answers.
Okay, so talking about the party, that's one good area. Easy topic. What's another simple thing you almost always find at parties that you could, talk about?
Yeah, well, most parties have food and drinks, right?
Usually.
So asking about those is another really natural thing to do. Keeps the chat going.
Good one. Okay, so questions about food and drinks. What do the sources suggest there?
A really simple one is, have you tried the snacks? And maybe we should define snacks too.
Oh, good idea.
Snacks are just, small bits of food, like chips, maybe little cookies, nuts, that kind of thing you pick at.
Got it. Small party food. So have you tried the snacks? What else?
You can ask, do you want a drink or would you like a drink? And a drink here usually means like water, juice, soda, whatever's available. Not necessarily alcohol, just something to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And another one is maybe, what's your favorite party food? Or what do you like to drink at parties?
These are all really straightforward too. Could you give us a couple of quick example answers for those as well?
Sure. So, have you tried the snacks? Someone might say, yes, the chips are really good. Or maybe, not yet, but they look tasty.
Okay.
If you ask, do you want a drink? They might say, oh, yes, please, I'll grab a water. Or, no, thanks, I'm okay for now.
Simple.
And for, what's your favorite party food? Ooh, you might hear, oh, I love those little mini pizzas. Or, anything with cheese. Easy answers.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've covered saying hello, names, nice to meet you,
Right.
and then keeping it going briefly with questions about the party or the food and drinks. For our listeners, especially those just starting with English, what are the absolute key things to remember from all this?
The biggest takeaway, really, and it's stressed in all the sources, is keep it simple. Keep your language short and simple. Yeah, absolutely. You don't need big words or really long, complicated sentences when you're just meeting someone. Simple words, short sentences, they're perfect.
That's really good to hear. I think sometimes learners feel pressure to sound, advanced, but it sounds like that's not needed here.
Not at all. And the other really crucial thing is being friendly is actually more important than having perfect English.
Yeah.
Focus on the smile, maybe eye contact if that's comfortable for you culturally. Just show you're interested in connecting. People really appreciate the effort, even if there are little mistakes, it doesn't matter that much.
That's such a great point. It's about the connection, not the grammar test.
Exactly.
Now, we did mention some useful words and phrases. Can we just quickly recap those key vocabulary bits?
Sure. So we had the host. That's the person having the party.
Right.
We talked about snacks, the small food items, chips, cookies, etc.
Yep.
And a drink, meaning something like water, juice, or soda.
Perfect. And those key phrases, the ones to really remember.
Okay, the absolute essentials for meeting someone. Hi, I'm your name. What's your name?
Got it.
Then, nice to meet you. Or, it's nice to meet you. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
And for starting that little bit of conversation, do you know the host? And have you tried the snacks? Those are great starters.
Those seem like really practical tools, things you could genuinely use, like tonight if you went to a party.
Exactly.
And our sources hinted there might be more, right? More ways to keep talking after these first steps.
Yeah, some of the guides mentioned part 2, suggesting there are definitely more ways to continue the conversation. So what we've covered is really just the beginning, the foundation.
The first step.
Right. But mastering these basics, that gives you a fantastic start. It builds that initial confidence to actually go and talk to someone.
Okay, so wrapping up, these simple strategies, they really can help you, the listener, feel more confident about meeting people at parties, especially if English is new for you.
Totally. Focus on that friendly hello, the smile, sharing your name, and using those easy questions about the party, the food, the drinks. You can definitely start making connections that way.
So here's something for you to think about. The next time you might be at a party, or any social event really, how could you use these phrases? Just imagine walking up to someone, taking a breath, and saying, "Hi, I'm your name. What's your name?" Think about how taking that small step, using these simple tools, might actually open doors, new conversations, new chances to practice your English in a real way. Maybe just practice saying them out loud a couple of times beforehand. It really is just about taking that first simple step.